All right. Got through the film and everything and all the comments and grades. First of all, just really proud of our team and how they competed, how they prepared this week. Oftentimes you can come off of a very, very emotional, disappointing loss, and it can kind of lag for a little while. And sometimes you can come off a big win, kind of see the same thing. And as I said earlier in the week, just really proud of our guys with how they prepared this week. Tremendous preparation. The objective was to get better, and we definitely did that. We definitely improved as a team. We got to play a lot of guys, which is great for the morale early in the season, especially the development of some guys. But I loved our energy and I loved our enthusiasm all week, and that carried right into the game. Just a lot of good things in the game. Offensively, I loved our effort. First group was just so much better from where we were last week. Our rhythm and tempo was good. We scored 42 points in 2.5 quarters with the first group. A little disappointed that the second group did not score more. But again, really their first time for some of those guys to go play. But we were balanced, 504 total, 200 plus rushing and passing, 5 rushing touchdowns. I thought DJ did a really nice job decision-making in the run game and did some good things with his legs. We had 130 yards after the catch, and we had a lot of yards after contact by our backs, getting to the second level and breaking tackles and running through trash. I was really, really impressed, especially with Kobe and Shipley, the amount of yards that they got after contact. Very good job on third down, 8-13. We were 100%, 7-7 in the red zone. and no sacks and really no negative plays. Really the only negative play we had was Will Taylor at the end there on the exchange and just falling on the ball for -3 yards. So, we got done what we needed to get done, and I feel good about that. Offensively, still some things, we've got to get better and grow and teach and develop from this game. We put the ball on the ground too many times. Obviously, we had the 2 interceptions, one on just a high throw that's a tip, and then another one on an overthrow by Tyson. So we had a couple of drop balls. We missed a few throws. We had a couple of penalties, a couple of MAs. Got to be better on the perimeter on some of our outside blocking stuff, and then again, 42 points with our first group, and the backup group, only got 1 touchdown. And so that group got to make some improvement with them. But overall, loved our effort, and again, just took a step forward this week. And definitely our best football is in front of us. But I do think we got better defensively, and we played 41 guys. So we played a bunch of guys over there. Once again, the effort was tremendous. We had no penalties. And so we're playing with good discipline. 2 games in a row, no touchdowns. Only 37% passing, 10 of 27, and a bunch of 3 and outs. We punted 11 times, and had a nice interception. I'd like to see us get a few more turnovers. And again, only 1 sack, but that's just a product of last week and this week, getting the balls out, not holding the ball. And we're doing a great job. They were only 2 of 16 on third down. We had the thing I was most encouraged defensively, kind of the opposite of where we are offensively right now, is we subbed a lot of guys, and our backups, still didn't let them score, and kind of had the little stand down there near the goal line, and kept them out of the end zone. So that was very encouraging to see. Those guys go in there and continue to play well. And again, we got to play a lot of guys, and that's where most of our mistakes defensively came from, was from some of those guys that didn't get to play last week or didn't play much. So I think, you'll see some improvement there. We had some missed tackles, a few MAs. They really dropped a touchdown, and just, we weren't positioned where we needed to be there. got over the top on a couple of big plays that were just really great plays by them. And then got a couple of guys that need to be a little more detailed in what we're doing. But I'd like to see us get a few more turnovers. We did have the one. But again, overall, I thought just the effort, especially with our first group, just tremendous. So many good things in the game that we can teach from and build on. And then special teams 2 weeks in a row, man, really have made some good strides there. Punting the ball well, huge play on the punt return. It was awesome to see Will Taylor's second game and a 50-something yard return. I think he's got a chance to really be a dangerous guy there. So did some good things in the return game. I mean, in the overall special teams that I like, that I think we can keep building on. And, so a good team win, a great day in the Valley. And again, did what we needed to do. And that was get better as a team, develop our team, and show up and be ready to play. And the guys did just that. So excited about this week, getting into conference play. And getting ready to be back at home one more time. But these next several weeks ahead for us, it's all about winning the division, and that's going to start this week. Injury wise, we Jake's got a little bit of a hamstring still, and I think most everybody's going to be fine. We'll know a little bit more tomorrow on a couple guys. We'll see how they do overnight. But for the most part, we're in pretty good shape. Outside of Jake, looked like he had a pretty good hamstring pull.
Coach Trevor Gross from CUTigers.com. How do you think Kobe Pace and Will Shipley did with their releases yesterday?
With their releases?
Yeah, their releases into the flat.
Oh! They did good. They did a nice job getting out. The one fumble by Dukes, he shouldn't have been out. he released himself on that one. So that was a critical turnover. But I thought those guys did a nice job, man. Again, that whole first group I thought took a big step forward. And again, we're nowhere near what we can be and what we're going to be. But we got better, and at every position. So still got some fundamental things to grow up with, and I thought DJ played better, and same thing. Still, just tremendous upside with him. But the backs did a nice job. They made guys miss, and did a good job in the protection stuff. Those two guys, and got out when they were supposed to.
Dabo, this is Matt. Is that Jake Venables or Jake Venables? Okay.
Dabo, Larry Williams here. I know on the interception, that the high throw, of course, got the attention. But I'm curious for your evaluation of just the screen game as a whole, sort of the operation and mechanics of it, just through the first two games, your evaluation of that.
Well, we didn't do much in the screen game last week, but this week we did, and just some detailed stuff, and it was mostly our backups. The one that was just a high overthrow, that's going to be a big play. I mean, that was about as perfect a setup and blocked, and we just sailed the ball high there. We got to be better on the perimeter. We did some good stuff. We had some nice gains, but our receivers and tight ends have to do a better job outside. Again, most of the mistakes, we had one late in the game. Brennan Stool, young guy, didn't block the spot. So, just a combination. We had one out there with Bo Collins, and again, freshman, didn't really play last week, so kind of his first time, and just really getting used to the game speed. Definitely an area that we got to be better. But we had a screen for a touchdown. That was a nice screen to Lynn J, well blocked, and that was a 17-yard touchdown or something off the screen. So we did some good things. Had some production there. Did some good stuff with our RPO. And again, a lot of times I think you just think those are called plays, but those are plays that just happen with the decision making of the quarterback. So we had 130 yards after the catch, and a lot of those are RPO type things. So we're not anywhere near as precise as we need to be, but this was a good game for us to get some things on tape and teach from it from a true game speed standpoint.
Dabo, are any of the running backs starting to separate at all, or is Will making a move, or do you feel like all those guys still deserve carries at this point?
Well, I think the top three guys deserve carries right now for sure. And I don't really see that changing. Heck, Shipley was 10 yards a carry. Kobe was 10 yards a carry. Lynn J, did a good job with his opportunities as well. But I think all three of those guys will continue to warrant opportunity. I really don't see that changing. We're going to need them, for sure. And you just wish Dukes would take another step and really, become a little bit more, just consistent and a little more detailed in what he does, because he could help us as well. And then we all trust Rencher. What you're going to get with him. And but we're excited about the guys we got, and I think they played well. Hard to see any separation there when you got a couple guys averaging 10 yards a carry.
Hey, Dabo, this is Anna with Clemson 24/7. I know you're talking about the second team offense. Just curious how you thought the offensive lineman backups in particular did, especially DJ Pennington.
Yeah, our first group was much better. It was good to see. I thought Putnam played outstanding, which was good. McFadden is 2 weeks in a row. He's just steady as they come. And Bach played good. 74. Tate is just going to get better and better. He's still, adjusting to the speed of the game and fundamentally what he needs to do and playing with his hands and just some basic things in our zone game that he's got to improve upon. But he did get better. So the first group I was pleased with and did a good job. But we tried to start subbing some guys, and T.O. did okay. He got on the ground a couple times and didn't use his hands well a couple times. But I thought Mitchell Mays played well, and I thought Trent got in there and did a nice job snapping the ball and kind of directing traffic. Super excited about Dietrich. As far as his first play, and he kind of got banged up, so we only got just a few plays. So, hopefully he's going to be okay. But, right out of the gate, it was just good to see him. He's a very big, strong, active kid, learning. Got a lot to learn, but he didn't get to play as much as we'd have liked to because he got a little banged up. So hopefully he's going to be fine. But they did a solid job. When those guys got in there, Rayburn got a little time in a couple spots and held up well. So, it was just good to get them in there. But just overall, that whole second group just not as consistent as we needed to be and didn't finish enough drives. We went in there and got a nice touchdown drive and thought they got a little sloppy after that.
Hey, Coach Lawton Swan, it felt like, though, the tempo with the second group was a little bit faster. Is that something that's measurable and a concerted effort, or, what went into those decisions?
Yeah, we pushed the tempo with those guys. We obviously have more depth, and, we went some fastball with that group and, they did a nice job with that. We kept it really simple for the most part, but our tempo was really good with our ones. We were some long drives and, did a really nice job. I think we only had one punt, and that was, coming off backed up. So I thought the tempo was good all day, and the rhythm was good. But we did have a little drive there where we tempoed them with that. I guess it was that first drive with that second group.
Dabo, this is Matt again. I'm not exactly sure how many snaps Trotter played, but it seemed like he really made the most of his opportunity. Just what did you see from him, and did it kind of confirm what you were thinking as far as his future being really bright?
Oh yeah, I've seen all I need to see in practice to know what his future is. He's going to be a great one, and no doubt about it. And, Brent really wanted to we didn't play some of the. We've got a couple guys that we know would get more snaps, and we kind of did it. Some of the series were short and things like that. But it was good to get Trotter, get him some really good work in a game like that. And Sergio got some nice plays in there too. So I thought Trotter, did what I see him do all the time. I mean, he made some nice plays and had a sack and some hustle plays. He finds the ball. He's a really good young prospect. Super excited about him and what he brings. But once again, that first group was tremendous. Starting with Balin and Skowski, I mean, they just do an awesome job. Just where they're supposed to be, just very sure tacklers. But it's good to see those young guys get in there and make some plays.
Was Trotter more instinctive than most linebackers are at this stage?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say about him. The game comes natural to him. It's especially with our defense and what we do. It's sometimes it takes guys a little while to kind of really settle in. And he's a very, very natural football player. I mean, really understands the game, and like I said, has a nose for the ball, and he doesn't get lost in traffic and things like that. Explosive player. So, excited to see him. And Barrett got out there and got some good snaps too. It's two really good young prospects to go along with those other guys. Trenton obviously is just a sophomore. Sergio's a redshirt freshman. We got a good young group. Going to be around here a while.
Hey, Coach, it's David Hood with TigerNet. How would you kind of grade out your receivers through the first two games, and where would you like to see that group improve kind of going forward into week 3 and week 4?
Well, I think we got better. I mean, Justin Ross played outstanding. It was great to see him, bounce back and respond. And again, when I talk about receiver play, it's how you impact the game. Everybody sees what happens with the ball, but it's how you impact the game without the ball. That's what makes great receiver play. And and then just doing your job. And I thought Ross was excellent. I mean, he did a really, really nice job, and we could have easily had 3 touchdowns, and ended up with 1. But I thought he did a nice job. I thought Joe did some really good things, but gave away some easy minuses, just some really easy minuses that he needs to clean up on some detailed stuff. Ladson did a nice job. I think he played well. He didn't have much opportunity as far as the ball, coming his way. I think he had one nice little play, but he did a nice job doing his job. Same thing with EJ. I think that, getting Bo out there and getting him an opportunity, he and Dakari kind of getting their first opportunity was good to see. Joe is still not ready to be a every down player, but he is really making progress, and he's still a young player that didn't get a lot of playing time last year, so it's fun to watch him because he's just going to keep getting better. I think the biggest thing is, as I said earlier, we got to just be a little better on the perimeter. We had a couple of penalties, holding and blocking, and then just being a little more detailed on the perimeter as far as where the ball is going or could go and how we're supposed to attack those things from a blocking standpoint. 2 games in, I mean, last week we did some good things, but we had some, really our best player didn't play well last week. And he came back and had an excellent game this week. So that's a huge positive. That's improvement. And then we got to play a lot of guys that we didn't get to play last week, and they did some good things and put some things on tape that we can teach from and coach from. But this group's best football is in front of them. I mean, we're a work in progress. Again, that's why the NFL has preseason games. I say that every year. It's offensive football is about rhythm and consistency, and you can't simulate the game speed that you need in practice. You just can't do it, especially the energy that comes with game day. But I think the group took a step forward, and hopefully we can build on it and go from there.
Coach, it's Trevor again. Speaking of that, I'm sure it was good for Joseph to have another good game and stay healthy, knock on wood. But how is he graded with his blocking so far? Is that a strength for him or something he needs to work on?
You talking about Ngata?
Yep.
Yeah, he was. That's what I said. He played great last week, and he did not play well this week without the ball. Not as well as we need him to. So just we want to. What we're looking for there is consistency week in and week out. That he made a couple of nice plays, a couple, big long catch and did some good things. Played hard, but we want to be just as impactful without the ball. That's really what you're looking for. And, being a complete player. And again, it's same thing with him. I mean, he's was back up as a freshman to T and, outside of just a few plays last year, didn't really play all year. And so just going to get better. It's just great to have him out there and have him healthy and being able to get the snaps on tape to improve from.
Dabo, this is Grace with The Athletic. Just what kind of feedback did EJ give you about how he came through with his thumb and kind of how he's feeling about that?
He was great. I mean, no issues at all. I mean, he was excellent. No problems.
Dabo, it's Larry again. I was curious on the throw, the third down throw from the end zone, the sprint out from DJ that he threw, the safety almost got. Was looking back, was the decision, the better decision, maybe the hitch, or what was the sort of the prognosis on that from the coach's perspective?
On DJ?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a poor decision. Just manage the game. That's, again, young player, learning and getting the opportunity. And, it's a sprint out, and our back didn't do a good job of getting it to the edge. But sometimes that can happen, so just you step up inside of that, you come to run, and you either run it and put some yards on the punt, or maybe a scramble gets created out of that and distortion in the defense, and then you can deliver it late. But instead, he just kind of kept drifting in and just threw it off his back foot. A really bad decision. Should have been intercepted. Again, that's just a young guy making trying to do too much. There's nothing wrong with punting the football. You're backed up. What you don't want to do is put your defense in a bad spot and make a bad decision. And that was what that was. But those are the things. I mean, like I said, he got so much better this week, and he's just going to keep getting better because, first of all, he's incredibly talented, as talented as we've had. Secondly, he cares. It's very important to him, and he's coachable. And when you got that combination, you're going to get better. So that's the type of stuff you just got to get exposed to learn and grow from. So that was just a poor decision.
Dabo, this is Matt again. I think you said last night that Will Taylor's a guy that you can use in different ways as the season goes along. Is he getting any work at receiver right now, or is he still full quarterback?
Yeah, he's still full quarterback. We're obviously using him in our Wildcat package some, and we'll continue to bring him along. And he doesn't know all the nuances of the position or anything like that. Those other guys, as far as just pure receiver, just way ahead of him from a detailed overall understanding nuances of the position. He knows what to do, but knowing how to do those things, it's going to take a little while. He's never played receiver, so. But at some point, we'll get him transitioned and be in a good spot. But we'll keep bringing him along and using him as we see fit. See where it takes us.
Coach, it's Trevor again. You were able to get Aiden Swanson in for a couple of good punts and a kickoff. I know you said in the past you think he can be a multi-tool guy. Eventually, Will Spires is going to leave, but it seems like you got a pretty good guy coming in after him.
Yeah, I thought he did it. He hasn't had a lot of opportunity, but he did a solid job yesterday. I mean, the biggest thing with Aiden is becoming consistent, continuing to get stronger, and excited about his potential, that's for sure. And hopefully he'll be ready when we need him, and be a consistent performer for us. So good to see him get out there yesterday. And kickoffs come easy to him. That's something that he can really, especially with BT graduating. He's got a strong leg, and that's a plus with him. He's solid field goal kicker. I wouldn't say he's elite right now, but he's pretty dang solid, and he's got pretty good range. But he definitely has the ability as a punter to be a very good one. So hopefully, like I said, he'll take advantage of his opportunities and keep progressing like we need him to.
Hey, Dabo, Alexis from the state. Kind of going back to Will, a two-parter. I guess what about his skill set kind of made you decide that, to eventually switch him over to wide receiver? And then just based on how quickly he's kind of picked things up, how confident are you that he'll be able to make that smooth transition whenever you do switch him?
Well, he's been a great quarterback, first of all, a state champion quarterback, I don't know, 3-time wrestling state champion. He's a high draft pick baseball guy. I mean, the guy's he's just an elite athlete. And as far as skill set as a receiver, it just I go back to, again, going in his junior year, I had him in camp and got a chance to just throw him over there, not really knowing what he's doing. I wanted to see how natural his hands were. He's got great hands. It's very natural to him to catch the football. I just think that he's an explosive player. He's very, he's got a lot of strength to him for his size. He's powerful, but he's got an explosiveness that's you just don't see plays, and he plays that way all the time. But he's got a lot of confidence. He's a great leader, having played quarterback for so long. Really understands the game from a big picture standpoint. So he's just a good young player to get going here on our team. That I think when it's all said and done, gonna have a heck of a career here.
Hey, Coach, Lawton Swan again. I asked DJ last night about sort of the difference in having to be the guy for this team this year at quarterback. But in your estimation, what is the most difficult thing for guys when they're taking over a role like that at a program like Clemson or really anywhere in the country?
Well, the outside noise. Just comes with the territory. Everybody, these guys aren't robots. They're sitting a video game. These are young human beings that are imperfect, and this is a big transition. It was the same way with Trevor. Trevor, had to win the job, and it took him 4 games to do that. DJ is played 2 games now in front of a crowd. He's had 1 big time road game and 1 home game, and I think that just the outside noise, good and bad, the criticism and the praise that comes with being a quarterback at a place like Clemson. I think that's probably the biggest thing is learning how to, manage all that stuff that really doesn't matter and staying focused on what you control. And that's probably the biggest thing. And then, outside as far as just adjusting to the speed of the game, how small the margin for error is at this level compared to where they were in high school. That's kind of where it starts. You get away with some things in high school that you're not going to get away with here. And learning, that difference, early on is usually what it takes. And, it's the game comes easy to DJ. Typically you'd say, well, it's the amount of knowledge you got to acquire from a schematic standpoint, offensively and defensively. But DJ really understands ball. He really does. He's a very, very smart kid, and he prepares his tail off. Again, like I said earlier, he's a kid that cares. He's an excellent leader, and he loves to prepare, and he loves to be coached. He's coachable. So he's just going to get better and better. Sky's the limit for him.
Anything else for Coach Sweeney?